My name is Carson. Welcome to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and reviews. And in today's video, we'll be doing part of a three-part series where we take a look at sprinkler and irrigation tools, parts, and part storage. Today's video will be on the part storage. We've got the Dewalt Packout system and this Milwaukee storage solution, so stay tuned. I'm a landscape contractor, and in today's video we'll take a look at the sprinkler part storage to give you an idea of what you might need, whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, for your irrigation storage needs. Okay, first let's take a look at this Milwaukee Packout. We're not going to talk about the parts, we'll talk about that in a separate video. But what we've got inside here is we've got these little storage bins. So you have these smaller storage bins and you've got these larger storage bins. I honestly wish there were more of these larger storage bins for some of these bigger parts. So we've got some bigger tees and fittings in here. It'd be nice to have that. These are pretty inexpensive. These are not part of their Packout system. Their Packout system ones that are this size, I think, are like 40-50 bucks. But these ones are the older style, and they're only about $25, and they're really comparative with the Dewalt and other inexpensive brands that Home Depot has or carries in their storage solutions. So really great storage solution, really nice clasps on here. We've got, there's one thing that I just feel like the Milwaukee has over the Dewalt is just the clasps are so much better. These little clasps fold down on themselves, as well as when you stack this, you flip it up and it hooks on the one above it. So these are infinitely stackable to the one above. Never had a problem with these. I could see this as a fail point, definitely, but these really work well where they buckle up on both sides. You also got a handle up front here. I'll often carry these as a suitcase. Two's a little bit lopsided. It tends to tip one way or the other. But I think if you had three, it would actually work out pretty well. I am growing out of mine, and I'm going to need to upgrade. Really had a hard time. I really wanted to choose the Milwaukee Packout. We'll talk about the Dewalt version in a minute. And they're just a lot more expensive. So Milwaukee just seems to have the fit and finish down in contrast to Dewalt. But we'll go ahead and open up the Dewalt and show you the differences there. Okay, with the Dewalt here, we do have some handles on the side. It's definitely not meant to be lifted like this. But it works. Okay, we'll talk about the clasps. Metal, definitely just feel less quality and less expensive than the Milwaukee. They've been functional, they've broken in pretty good, and working good. So up top here we've got, this is my small box, so we've got littler parts and kind of my quick go-to grab stuff. We've got the clasps on the side here, which are probably my biggest complaint in the Dewalt versus Milwaukee, is these Packouts are really hard to get into each layer. I tend to get lazy and not clip these on. These work really well when it's hot, when things have contracted a little bit, and when it's colder it's a lot harder. These top ones are hard with the handle here. See how this top handle's right against that? You kind of have to lift this up in order to pop that bottom one. These lower ones are a lot easier to get to because they don't have that handle obstructing. But there's how they snap and unsnap. So top box off. The bigger boxes do have a handle up top here. They also have this air valve, keep closed. Not sure why. I've never messed with that, but it's there. So these bigger bins. One big problem with the Dewalt and the Milwaukees is their storage inside. So the Dewalt does come with this little tray, but there's no trays inside, and that's really a problem for me. I couldn't find anything that's like intended to go in here. Obviously we've got some little dividers, slots that's supposed to be for dividers, but I ended up finding these bins that work pretty well. 3 by their side works really well for me and my intended purpose. But I wish they had better dividers in store to play with, to mess around with, and to be able to choose how to divide these. I feel like I've got a lot of wasted space, although it is really nice to have these dividers where I can pull them out, use them, and put them back in. So that is a nice feature. In fact, these trays work really well to be able to load up parts, go to a job, and bring it back, and then just have that tray. So that's kind of how I use this. And you can see here we've got a conflict where we've got this triple stack. We've got two of the medium-sized boxes, obviously one base, and then we've got one small box on top. You're supposed to have a small box on top of a medium box, and it's supposed to be a little bit shorter. When you open this, this actually will hit the this arm thing. So whenever you roll it around, they want you to drop this down and then open your lid and get access to it, and then you can pull this back up again. I find it really frustrating that hits, but I'm sure there's a reason for it and their design. That ought to give you a better view and an angle. So here again, we've got this little flap on the back. You pull back on this, slide this up, locks into place, pull back on it again, drops down. When it is dropped down, now that we've got this bigger box on here, when I open this one, we don't have conflict of interest. They haven't designed this to be retractable for that reason. Here we'll do another look at this side latch. And you can see as I'm using it more, they are breaking in, but they're definitely stiff and hard to get broken in. Biggest box. This one does have a little hinge here. So we open this, that armrest does pivot back in order to let this open. So that is a nice feature. This box is quite a bit bigger. We've got the same tray in all three of the boxes I've got. The top box does not have one of these. And then I do have two larger storage bins in here. So instead of having the three on the bottom, I was able to fit these two large ones, and I've got much larger pipes and kind of my odds and ends fittings in here that I don't use as often. This kind of just ends up being that place where everything goes, and we'll get to that in the storage video. So the big question I have for those that have the Milwaukee Packout unit or Dewalt or both, what are the pros and cons? Is it worth? I want to say this was substantially cheaper. Looked at the Milwaukee Packout again this past week, and I want to say it's around $280, and I believe I picked up all of these for closer to $200. I could be wrong, but I couldn't stomach the extra. It just seemed like another 20-30% more for the Milwaukee. Now that I'm using it, maybe wish that I would have gone with the Milwaukee. Like I said, I've got the Milwaukee storage unit there, and I really like the Milwaukee stuff, but I'm always having a hard time paying that premium. So let me know in the comments down below if you've used the Milwaukee versus the Dewalt, or one or the other, which works best for you. Am I being too picky here? Let me know in the comments down below. So with that said, we'll end the video. So thanks for watching Thrifty Garage. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and in today's video, and then without further ado, I'm sure I can cobble something together there. What a mess.